I'm about to tell you how season 3 of Ted Lasso will end in about 5 weeks, right now. So, spoiler alert, or maybe not, because I might be wrong. But regardless, the idea that I'm going to share has been applied by anyone that you respect, a person, a team, a company who has had sustained success over time. And you can apply it for yourself too. Hi, it's David with the next entry into this virtual leadership library for you, the Leader Coach Catalyst, that person who stands at the edge and you can see a better future and a better way to get there. And these videos are helping you build the skills to make sure you bring it to life. So, what is my prediction for Ted Lasso? Even if you've never watched Ted Lasso, this is going to relate to you, I promise. One of the main characters is a player named Jamie Tartt, who is a very talented soccer player who in season 1 had a bit of a fall from grace. My prediction is that at the end of the season, he's going to come back and help the Richmond team win it big. And the reason is not because the star player that everybody thought was going to be their savior just retired. It's because Jamie Tartt just adopted a practice about 3 episodes before that is an application of perennial wisdom. And the idea or the practice that he's applied is you do the work when no one is watching. About 3 episodes ago, Jamie Tartt made a choice to start meeting his coach at 4 a.m. every morning to do some extra work to build his own skill to make a difference for Richmond. And what he's applying is perennial wisdom. Look, perennial wisdom is something that applies over generations, over centuries, no matter who it's with or where it's with. In fact, one of the best people to speak about this is one of the most winning coach in women's soccer in collegiate sports in the United States. His name is Anson Dorrance. And his teams have won literally either first or second place, mostly first place, in 75% of all the national championships that have ever occurred. One person with many teams over 40 years. So it's not just with one team that he did it. With multiple teams he did it. He knows how to win. And he summarized this in one of the best ways I've ever heard it. It's actually in my book, Free the Genius. By the way, I'm not trying to get you to buy the book, but Free the Genius is a collection of this perennial wisdom, these pearls of perennial wisdom boiled down in different chapters and wrapped in an easy-to-read stories for the people who have absolutely no time to read a book. Free the Genius. So here it is, page 14 in chapter 4. He said, "The vision of a champion is someone who is bent over, drenched in sweat, at the point of exhaustion when no one else is watching. Doing the work when no one else is watching." If anybody knows how to describe that, it's Anson Dorrance. So it applies to you and to me as well. But I actually believe that you already know this. This isn't news to you. The fact that you're watching this video, you choose to watch this video on your own time when no one else is watching, says you already live this practice. And this video is meant to help you take it. If it's not fully conscious, if you're more subconscious or unconscious about doing it, I want to help you become fully conscious about this. And if you're doing it more intuitively, to help you do it completely deliberately so that you'll have the maximum success from it. So let's talk about Jamie Tartt's evolution. And as I share his evolution, please be thinking of yourself because it completely applies to you. Jamie started in season 1 greatly influenced by the messages of our day that I think are most blatantly represented in reality TV. Shows like The Kardashians or The Voice or The Biggest Loser, where it's very much about me. It's a very individual about me effort. It's for me, 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 and it's very immediate. I need gratification now, now, now. And that's where Jamie Tartt started in season 1. But he's evolved, and now he's come to the point where it's not just about me, it's about the team, about us. And he's understanding that the success is going to take some time, some development on his part. So even though he's doing that practice every day at 4 a.m., he understands that he may see no immediate outcome or change from one practice to the next practice. It's a longer-term investment. And this is that perennial wisdom that anyone that you respect has been applying over time. So he's committed to doing it well. He's still a great player. He had that talent coming in, but he's chosen some specific places. I'm confident that that his drills as a character in the show will be on small pieces of the whole, not on everything. And he's doing it when no one's watching at 4 a.m. with Roy Kent. So I believe actually that the writers of Ted Lasso are telling their own story autobiographically through the story of Ted Lasso. Think about it. The story of Ted Lasso is considered one of the best written TV shows of all time. And so to get into the writer's room, you can't be a slouch. You have to be at the top of your game. And what these writers know is that the way they got there was that they worked on some fundamentals over and over when no one else was watching. And that's how they achieved that. So I believe they're telling their story on the pitch of the football field, the soccer field, through Jamie Tart, so that we can all grasp it. And that, to me, is the reason why I can strongly predict that he's going to be one of the heroes at the very end of the story. So let me just be really clear, though, about what I mean about doing the work, because doing the work isn't just doing work. It takes on a different aspect when you're doing the work while no one else is watching in this way. First, it's about committing to a practice, and that's different than just showing up and doing your job the way you're told to do, the way you're expected to do. Committing to a practice is like committing to a consistent process of learning. And in particular, you're probably going to identify what are some areas where if you were to stretch and grow, you could have an oversized or differential impact on the positive outcome, not just for yourself, but for the collective. And then once you've identified those, you work on those fundamentals. Those become the things that you practice little by little, hopefully every day. Now, you may not be Jamie Tart who can do it at 4 a.m. You may not be the person who has an hour a day to do it. What if you could do 30 seconds or a minute and add it to something you already do? You already brush your teeth. Could you do it right after you brush your teeth and remember to do it every day? You probably drive a car or jump on the subway pretty much every day. Could you do it as you're waiting for the subway? Could you do it after you start your car or right before you get out of the car to go to work? Those are little times that you can do that practice that's going to differentiate you when nobody else is watching, just like you're watching this video right now. So that's a way that you can commit to your practice. So it's, again, I just can't say it enough. It's what anyone you respect who's had sustained success has done something like this, for whether it's a person, a team, or a company, an organization. And so the question then becomes, where do you want to contribute greatly? What is it that you see there's an opportunity for you to make a bigger difference in? And then what might be the fundamentals that you could improve on that will have an oversized impact? Now, it may help that you do what Jamie Tart did and get an outside mentor, another pair of eyes, someone that you trust to help you see, because sometimes it's hard for us to see in ourselves what you need to work on. So that's what Roy Kent is doing with Jamie. He's helping him see things that he can improve on. So you may need to find someone outside of you, both to help you see what you missed and maybe even to hold you accountable for those times so that you can do the work. And then, ask the same question: where is it that this team that I'm leading, or the company that I'm leading, or this brand that I'm leading, what are the places where if we were to improve there, these fundamentals, when we shift on those, we can have an oversized impact? And then how are you going to do that work? Not because anybody told you to, not even because anyone is watching, but because as you do it over time, it's going to have an outsized impact and help you achieve that vision that got you watching this video in the first place. So I may or may not have predicted correctly the ending of Ted Lasso Season 3, but I do know that if you apply this idea, you do the work when no one else is watching, that it will absolutely predict your success. I can't wait to hear, and I'll see you in the next video.